Well, good morning, everybody. I've got something completely different that we're about to embark on. I wanted to document this entire operation. And so what I'm about to embark on is a complete stripping down, getting rid of my motor in my CRF 250L, getting rid of my muffler, getting rid of my radiator, getting rid of everything connected to a gasoline engine, and we're about to replace it with an electric motor, 33 horsepower electric motor, and that's direct to the chain shaft. So that produces probably probably a third again more horsepower directly to the back wheel. So anyway, what I'm doing now is I'm going to start stripping the bike. So this is going to take quite a bit of time, of course. Taking the bike, taking the engine out, taking everything out, stripping all the plastics off it, pulling the gas tank, and then within probably this week or so, I'm expecting to get all the parts. I purchased them from Electro and Company. I bought I think it's the QS138 motor, which is a 25 kilowatt electric motor. Controllers, the guys put together all the harnesses for me, so all I have to do is plug and play basically and tap into my current electrical system so that I have my regular headlights and stuff. I'm replacing all my bulbs with LEDs. So when I get done, I'm going to have a state-of-the-art electric bike the way I want it, not the way, I don't know if I'd mentioned, but I've been jonesing to get an electric bike for quite a while since I rode my son-in-law's Saran. And but everything they had was not street legal that I could get, or I had to pay like $15,000, which is, way beyond my budget. And so I figured, you know what, it's time for me to do it myself. And if I want what I want, the only way I'm going to get it is to build it myself. So I'm about to partake on this. A friend of mine, Gabriel, is going to help me with the welding. And anyway, so without further ado, I'm going to get started on the bike here and see what we can get done today. And anyway, that's the beginning of the show. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Those of you that are interested in something like this, I'm going to try and document it as closely as I can so that, I have a few friends, Gabriel and Pete, both want to convert their bikes. So if I do a good job on this video, they will not have to, you won't have to think too much about what's going on. So let's get on with it. I'm going to start pulling the bike apart. So let me move you down and so you can see what's going to be going on. Anyway, actually I got one toolbox I got to get, and then we'll get started. Okay, we're on the second camera now. You can see we've got all of our plastics pretty much off, and it's going to be starting to drain down stuff. We haven't gotten to the engine, haven't gotten to the muffler yet. So I just pulled the battery, and the nice thing about the battery is I can recycle that into my Yamaha. The battery seems to be kaput, so you can see where we are in here. These boxes come out, the air box comes out. These are things I don't need anymore, which is way cool. You know, no air box, no battery box. I mean, I'm going to have to build a battery box in here, much bigger. But yeah, we're getting rid of an ungodly amount of stuff. So this is a real blessing. Mostly what we have is the frame, the wheels, the chain, and the electrical, partial electrical. So this is where we're at, and this was the spot. Let me show you. This is the spot where that I was having trouble getting that plastic off. You'll see on this side, this is where you bolt your plastics to the tank. But on this side, the damn thing froze up on the bolt. So when I was turning it, it started turning the plastic, you know, it spun in the plastic. So I do have the nut. I was able to free it off the bolt, and I can put that back in with some JB Weld or something like that. So this is where we're at. We continue to strip the bike now. Yeah, let's move along here. Okay, I finally got the clip and the hose off the tank. The hose has got kind of a quick release. It's an odd device, and the clip was a pain in the butt. But let's see, let's pull this thing off. I'll show you. Okay, so this clip, apparently the only part that holds it on is the bottom down here. Then this is your fuel pump. So we'll take this off eventually, and if anybody wants it, I'm going to sell off a bunch of this stuff. It's no good. The fuel pump's only like I placed it about just before I went on my trip, so that was at about 30,000 miles. And now, anyway, so the tank's done. It's off. Okay, we're going to pull the radiator hose off now and drain the radiator. I want to remind you guys, be real careful with this, because if it gets out, radiator fluid is very toxic. and it has a sweet taste to it, so animals have a bad habit of liking it and trying to drink it. So if you're just a reminder, most people that deal with mechanical stuff understand that, but then there's a few people. All right, good morning, everybody. Today's day 2 of the teardown. We got quite a bit to do still. It's amazing how much work is involved in taking the bike apart. It doesn't seem like it should be that much, but then Honda's really good at fitting a lot of crap in a real small space. So what I'm about to do here is, let me show you what we got to do today. We've still got the engine to take off, and then we've got all the air boxes and everything. I'm not sure about the regulator. As far as the electrical goes, electrical is a weakness of mine, so like a lot of you guys, it's going to be a lot of learning involved, because I'm going to keep my electrical system pretty much intact for my lights, horns, speedometer, all that stuff I want to continue to use. I will have to take off my control system here, my on-off switch, my starter motor. I won't have a starter motor anymore like that. And so I will keep my horn, my turn signals, my auxiliary running light, which is this one right here. It's a halogen. And then we are replacing everything with halogen bulbs. So anyway, with that said, we're going to get on with getting rolling here. So you guys bear with me. I'm probably going to turn you on and off today as it gets boring. Even at fast speed, there's too much to do to continually monitor this. So I will bring you in when we get things broken down to where I start actually pulling things out. So bear with me, and we'll see you down the road here. All right, aloha. Okay, we're finally starting to get somewhere. Getting the air box out, and the engine's loose. I just got to disconnect a few wires, and it should be good on that. This air box is in a royal pain. disassemble the frame to get that out, so they had to, and I know they didn't assemble it in the bike, so let's see what we can come up with. Believe it or not, I didn't have to cut any wires. I was able to figure it out. So now, what I do need to do, if I haven't lost everything over the side, oh, here it is. I can tighten this guy back up. So we are going to have some work to do on this. Okay, I think we're going to shut you down. Everything else is just removing wires and cables that are no longer going to be necessary. So I don't think there's a whole lot to see. I will bring you guys back when I weigh in all this garbage that we took off. I'm really dying to see what it is. Anyway, so here's what the frame looks like. I'm going to have to build clips to mount the brakes and stuff like that back on, but minor. So yeah, the bike's looking a little worse for wear, but not bad. You know, all in all, I would say we're doing pretty good. There's our power lead in. That would feed. That was probably the power lead too. That I'm not sure. Anyway, we've got a number of brackets and things that are going to have to be dealt with in a lovely fashion. These were off the engine, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try and figure out a way to maybe hook the battery back up so I can check all my lights and everything, and then I can start disassembling things that don't need to be there. Anyway, there you have it. All right, so from now on I'm going to try and detail a little more closely once we start the assembly so that you guys have a real good idea of how it goes together. And probably wouldn't hurt. Now this with the starter motor cable, so this one goes back into here. Okay, this is starter motor cable from there. So that's no longer an essential. Cool. Okay, it's the end of the day, and I'm going to show you what we're doing right now. I've gotten everything off the bike, and I've stripped all the wiring harness sheathing, and so I can trace all the wiring, getting rid of all the wires that were connected to the engine, everything that is unnecessary. I want to clean the bike out. Then I'm going to have to pressure wash it, but I want to get my 12-volt system so I can hook it up to a 12-volt battery and then get it so that everything's working again before I connect it into my 72-volt system. So anyway, I'll show you kind of where we're at. This is basically looks like spaghetti now. These were all the jacks that were connected up to the engine in various compartments. I disconnected I got rid of my voltage regulator and my CPU. The CPU may have been a mistake to take that out because it may control the speedometer too. I'm not sure. So I'm going to have to look into that. I may have to connect that back up, but I'm not sure at this point. Anyway, I'm going to try and talk to some people and see if I can get a little more information. You know, because mostly the CPU is used for throttle body, setting the timing, adjusting fuel ratios, all that stuff. But I don't know. It might also affect the speedometer. So I've got to find out, and then before I cut that system out, I've got to know. So anyway, it's a mess of spaghetti. Hell, I'm probably going to shave off another couple pounds in just copper wiring. And so that's the gist of where we're at right now. So that's tomorrow, yeah, and then I got to run up and get my pressure washer, clean up this mess down here. As you can see, that's a disaster area. The whole thing, I'm going to have to pull off the cowling over here and get into my wiring on my dash so that I can trace all my wiring. So tonight, besides doing the video, I'm going to have to study all my wiring diagrams and determine what color wires go where, so I'll know what I can get rid of safely and what I can't. And yeah, that's kind of the gist of where we're at. So I will let you guys know once, well, we'll come back to it tomorrow. Probably won't video much, but when I do get all the wiring hooked up and ready to go for my 12-volt system, I will bring you guys back aboard for that, because you know, and we'll test that out. But yeah, I can lift the bike now by myself. My guess is it's right about 100 pounds, maybe a little more. The triple tree's kind of heavy, and the frame's not that heavy. The tires are, you know, the wheels and tires. So my guess is 100, 125 pounds, something like that, with the engine out and everything else out. So I'm thinking, well, we'll see. I'm going to try. Oh, that's the other thing. I want to measure all the stuff that I'm taking off that I'm not putting back on, including there's the radiator. And that's not that heavy, but with water in it, it probably weighs quite a bit more. So anyway, I've got to keep that so the lady doesn't get into it. All right, well, with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and we'll talk to you later. Aloha.